We outside this morning. Let's do a little Bible study. So I was reading in Isaiah 48 and verse 11. This is the NLT. It says, I will rescue you for my sake. Yes, for my own sake. I will not let my reputation be tarnished, and I will not share my glory with idols. I think sometimes if we get wrapped up in being a good Christian and we feel like, oh, I'm fasting every week and I'm praying every day and, I don't lie and, I'm not, committing adultery, like all these checklist of things that we think make us this great person or, a great follower of Christ. And we think for some reason we're being blessed because of our great actions. And while your efforts may not be in vain, it has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with us. God is out here being God because that's who he is. And the requirement for us is to believe, right? And to love others. That's what we're supposed to do. Because honestly, if we believe in God, that's where it all starts. Because if you believe in him, you're going to believe his word. And that will change your behavior. But if at any point you feel like your behavior and how good you are is what is causing God to bless you, no, you've somewhat made yourself an idol, right? And he says, I'm not going to share my glory with idols. And so you will start to see that those things in your life where you needed God to show up, he may not be showing up in that way. And it very well could be because you've made something else or possibly yourself an idol. And God isn't going to compete with that. But he said, my reputation will not be tarnished. So that means if you're believing on me and he's the, you're believing on me, I'm the source. God is like, if you're doing that, I'm not gonna let you down. I'm not gonna let you down at all. I'm not gonna have you looking crazy for believing in me. Now that's not to say people won't think you crazy, right? Because if like you say and you believe how you say you believe, I can guarantee you some people are gonna think you crazy because why are you believing in that thing? You should just believe in yourself, right? But God is gonna do exactly what he said he's gonna do. So what we have to do is look inward, right? And look at our own lives. Because at the end of the day, God's glory, if the belief is there, God's glory is going to be present. God's blessings are going to be present. His prosperity is going to be present, right? So if you're looking and like, that didn't work out and that didn't work out and I'm struggling, I have to do this and that and constantly. It's a difference between if you're going through a season where God is trying to prepare you for something better. He's trying to make sure that you can keep your faith even when times are hard. It's the difference between that and God's glory not showing up in your life. Because if you're just going through a season, God is going to be ever present in your life. And you're going to go through that season and people are going to be like, how in the world did you was going through all that? I couldn't even tell you were going through all that. That's because God is still ever present. But if you're going through things and your belief is not there and you're not having faith in God and you're trying to figure out what happened and you're like, oh, but I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And why isn't God doing that? Because it has nothing to do with you. And you've made you and your personal stuff and how good you can be your idol. And God is not going to compete with that. He's not going to share his glory with idols. But I think the most important part there for me is that his reputation will not be tarnished. And when I tell you I have the testimonies to say, just blessings and stuff and things that I've been blessed with. And I'm like, Lord, now you allowed me to get this thing. Your payment is due on the 5th. Don't be late because you don't want them talking about you. Because that's how crazy my faith was. to walk in and get something knowing this don't really fit in the budget. But you know what? God allowed me to be blessed with it. He's going to take care of the rest. Never once did I have to worry about that payment being made. So I think we have to get ourselves out of the way and know that our call is to believe in God. Everything else will fall in line after that. But don't think, God is only going to be God if I'm doing the right thing. He is going to be God regardless, because you know what? He understands that we are not perfect. He understands that we're going to make mistakes. And would it be the God that we know, the God that we serve, if we woke up and accidentally cuss somebody out, and I know it sounds crazy to you, but, it may happen. And then God just refused to show up in our lives for the rest of that day. That's not the God we serve. That's not the God we serve. When Jesus died on that cross, that took care of past, present, and future sins. So as long as you're believing on him, right? You don't have to worry about some kind of score being kept. Oh, I messed up 5 times. God isn't going to show up in my life 5 times. God is not about to have these people talking about him. Not that he cares, but you know what I'm saying? It's like he's not going to have his reputation tarnished. And especially with a person who believes him. A person who trusts and loves him. He is not going to do that to you. So you have to have faith that God is going to show up when he needs to show up. And also have faith that you're not running in any kind of Olympic race to be sure that you're the perfect Christian to get God to bless you. God is out here guiding, okay? That's what he's doing. And there's nothing we can do to stop it.